Where's Matt? Where's Matt? Hurry up, Matt. We're starting. And we already have a super chat. We do. What were you doing?
I had to go pee.
Oh, I just said I had to wash my hands.
Don't worry though. I saved time by not washing my hands.
Oh, good.
No, I did. I washed my hands. Are we going?
We are.
All right. Oh, who's a super chat from? Brian Duncan?
No, from I think Slacker Deluxe.
Doug, it's Slacker Deluxe. Do you have a favorite brand of material for your logo? Is it vinyl?
We don't have a favorite brand.
We get it. It's we
use the Cricut machine to make those things.
Yeah.
Usually. And it's I don't like the glossy stuff. I can tell you that because I had to start using the glossy stuff because we ran out of the other stuff.
You said that the glossy stuff didn't like to
transfer as easily.
Yeah.
I had to use hardier tape. So the satin stuff seemed to work better for that.
Do I have something on me or
no?
Is my shirt okay?
It's there. You have a thing right here.
Did I get it? Okay.
Yeah. Well, now it's on your shoulder. Now it's on your face.
Okay.
Now it's on your shoulder.
Stop
now it's
it.
on your face.
Hey, everybody. This is Matt. We're at Texas Toast Guitars. Thanks for watching our prime time guitar live hour in between Ike and the gang at Flipside Music, the great American guitar store, and Dylan McCurchie from Dylan Talks Tone, Dylan Pickups. He and his lovely wife, Leslie, always round out the evening. And so you can hang out with them, but you get to hang out with us for another hour, for this hour. And we are a lot of laughs. That's for sure. In fact, Dylan is here.
I think
so many people are here. Chris, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right.
Good.
I'm tired though.
Yeah. Just today or in general?
No, just yeah, probably in general, but today
maybe it's a lead deficiency. Maybe you need to get the lead out.
Maybe I do.
Maybe it's an iron deficiency.
Hey, to get the
Iron Maiden out.
Iron Maiden. What? Yeah. Hey, what's your favorite Led Zeppelin song?
Really?
Actually, yeah, I think that's a cool. Ooh, that tastes good. I want to know what your favorite Led Zeppelin song is, and I want to know what your favorite Led Zeppelin song is, Chris.
All right.
And extra points if I don't have any idea what one that is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like a lot of them, and I hate a lot of them.
Yeah, I think that my Led Zeppelin phase came pretty early for me. Mm-hmm. Like I was like 13 or 14.
Yeah.
And so by the time guys in high school were into Led Zeppelin, I was already done being into Led Zeppelin. Let's take a super chat from Brian Duncan, who says he's getting psyched for next week. Brian, that's one of the reasons I'm so tired today.
Next week?
We're going to talk about it, sir. But anyway, so what's your favorite Led Zeppelin song, Chris?
I don't know that I have a favorite. I like some of the quieter stuff. I like Rain Song. I Got a Woman. It's not That's not what it's called. The one that was never even heard of until a lot later, and then it was cool.
Cool.
I don't know.
My favorite Led Zeppelin song never gets played on the radio.
Yeah. What's that?
Hot's On for Nowhere.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Led Zeppelin. In fact, that's just one of my favorite songs. And it just so happens to be a Led Zeppelin. And it doesn't really sound a lot like.
Yeah.
I mean, it does and it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like the classic rock radio. I don't think they're talking. They're not singing about wizards and hobbits and shit.
It's been so long since I've actively listened to Led Zeppelin that a lot of the stuff that I liked, I can't even remember what it is.
Okay. All right. Well,
but I don't hate Led Zeppelin. It's not like it's not like Pink Floyd.
People are chiming in. Kashmir. My favorite Led Zeppelin song is by Greta Van Fleet. I don't get that
because they sound like Led Zeppelin.
Stairway, because Wayne's World, T for One, Immigrant Song, Kashmir, the Dread Zeppelin version, Black Dog, Mean Woman Blues, yada yada yada. So okay, that was a fun little interlude. There.
Sure.
The Led Zeppelin interlude.
I think we did get the lead out.
We got a little bit of the lead out. Yeah.
I don't know if everybody else has. I'm sure they do. Every classic rock station has a block every day where they get the lead out, right?
And do they have mandatory Metallica and Floyd
mandatory
Friday
Metallica Monday
or whatever? Yeah. 2 for Tuesday, double shot. Yeah,
the same 4 songs.
And everyone's always kicking it off with a double shot of Journey or whatever it. Yeah, whatever it is.
Off.
They're always kicking it off.
Yeah. Double shot of Van Halen, and then they play a David Lee Roth song, and then they play a
Sammy Hagar song
without Van
Yeah,
Halen.
that
And
wasn't
you're
a
like,
Van
what
Halen.
the
Yeah.
hell was that?
Hey, the super chats keep coming in.
Yeah.
Here's one from our good buddy Brad, Guitar Miller. Happy Thursday, guys. My first day back at work in 3 weeks. Holy moly. I need a nap before the hockey game. Favorite Zeppelin song is Kashmir. All right, cool. Well, Chris, you and I actually took a couple days off this week. Because next week, or starting tomorrow, Doc is showing up, and then on Saturday, the Dangerous Brothers are showing up. Douglas and Sir David.
When are they getting in town?
Saturday, I don't know.
Saturday.
Brian Duncan lives here, and so he's going to be. And I think his wife is.
When
out
does
of
his
town.
Residency at Jim's house start?
Probably tomorrow or Saturday. Yeah. And then I'm not sure when Raul gets in, and I'm not sure when Sean gets in. Sean usually watches. Maybe he'll chime in and let us know.
Yeah. We should figure out a way to get a hold of him that's faster than email. There's food at Jim's happening. Starting Saturday. I think there might be drinks at my place tomorrow night. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know what everyone's doing. You know what I mean? Sunday, I've got a bunch of work to do. And then Monday, we kick it off with double shot of Steve Miller. No, we kick it off with our very, very first ever neck through and carved top woodworking workshop. Now that's a significant thing, actually. Two really hard classes combined into one.
combined into one thing. And I think it's going to be good that we have guys who've been here before, because we're they know how to work some of this stuff. Now, Sean hasn't been here before, but I have every reason to believe that Sean is going to just fit right in.
Well, I'm glad that they've been here, because when we start yelling, and that's going to happen day one,
they're
going to realize, that's just kind of the way it is. Don't take it too personally.
I am so looking forward to saying, as soon as there's a picture of Doug on the wall, you can do whatever you want, Doug. Now that's actually, Doug doesn't know what that's about, but yeah. So anyway, so Chris, so we ended up taking a couple days off because we're going from basically tomorrow to the next Friday and into Sunday, because that workshop also includes a 2-day paint component. And I think just about everybody, if not everybody, signed up for that. So anyway, so that is going to be a lot of fun, and there's going to be a lot of good times. All those guys are so cool, and you know what? People who come to our workshops are just cool in general. So but I know all these guys. So except I haven't met Sean, but like I said, we have every reason to believe Sean's going to just slide in like it ain't no.
It's going to pretty much have to be just by default. The coolness is just going to he might leave a cooler guy than he started.
He may. Everybody else might leave a cooler guy than from meeting Sean. So anyway, so Sean is building a neck through his imagining of a BC Rich Warlock. The Dangerous Brothers and Doc are all building their imagining of a 63 Firebird.
I thought they were building Firebird X's and we're going to run them over at the end.
I don't think so, but maybe.
Okay.
I know that they're not, because I got 9-piece neck blanks for them, and they're crazy.
That's practically plywood.
It in the middle it is, yeah. And then Raul and Brian will be building Les Pauls. I'm not sure what Raul's doing. I imagine it's going to be something fairly traditional, but Brian is doing the hockey stick Explorer headstock, among other things.
Wants it to be light, so we're going to make it thin.
Yes.
And we might hollow it out.
How would you make a Les Paul? How would you make a Les Paul body light, Chris? What's the best way to do it?
Well, there's a couple different ways you can do it. One is you can. This is the way Gibson does it. They drill a bunch of holes in the basewood, and that
that takes some weight out, but we've played around with that.
It's not as much as you
might
think. Yeah.
You gotta, because you're still leaving, in the areas that you can, you're still probably leaving half the wood.
Yeah.
As far as material removed. The other way you could do it would be to remove more of that same material without drilling holes with, machining.
Remember, I did a video once where I drilled a bunch of holes and then weighed it, drilled a bunch of holes, and then hogged it out. And the holes were, let's say they took an ounce. Hogging out the rest of the material around the holes took another ounce out. It was almost double after you took the holes. Didn't make that much of a difference.
Yeah, I would think it'd be at least that much.
Yeah, as I recall, the holes were not that big of a deal.
Yeah, but so let's just say you have a 2-inch piece of wood, just for easy math.
Okay.
What's the easiest way to make that weigh half as much?
Cut it in half. That's right. That's right. So when we talked with Brian,
it'll weigh like
half as much.
Well, I guess
it could weigh
up to and including half as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or less than.
And then you hog that out. Then you really got something.
Yeah. So when we were talking with Brian, he said, he wants to have, many of the people who I know are, to quote Walt Longmire, autumnal. And they don't like heavy guitars.
Is that
Yeah. So
what comes after autumnal?
I
Dead.
don't know. So anyway, heavy guitars are not on our cool list anymore.
Right. Well, so we had Dave DeVoe's guitar
Mm-hmm.
that we finished up this last week. It was a Challenger, all hogged out, no maple top, all mahogany,
and it weighed like
6 pounds 4 ounces,
like all the way put together.
Yeah, with all the regular stuff.
Yeah.
2 humbucker sized pickups and
Was
bridge and everything.
nuts.
It was light even with all the parts on it.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's pretty cool.
Yep. Randy Crooks asks in super chat form, are you guys looking to do any production fabric topped guitars? I just got a fabric top telly done by Charles 75N, who was inspired by you guys to do so. Well, that's nice. I don't know who that is, Randy, but I'm glad that you got him to make you a cool guitar. I want to let's put a pin in that and take a super chat from Paul M. Hall, who says, can't wait to get to Denver. Shame it's only a week. We'll listen to Hawk Attack on repeat to get my mind acclimatized. Paul is coming all the way from the UK. And
he's coming next month?
Paul, help me. It's either June or July. I can't. Okay. I don't recollect.
Oh yeah, if it's only a week. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we have a bunch of international people coming out to hang out with us this year.
Yeah.
In fact, Chris, we got one from a guy in Sweden. Is signed up for the October $9,000 strat class. So yeah,
that's really, really cool.
But let's I'm excited because it is, I mean, we have had people from Canada and we've had people who've been to Mexico before, but I don't know if we've had anybody who is, I think that's the only people who've been international attendees.
Yeah. And really Canada, just our brothers to the north. Though.
Beauty.
So yeah.
And by the way, I finally figured out what Beauty Clark is from.
What?
Beauty Clark. It's from Strange Brew, where he puts the bullets in his nose. Clark is the Clark is the bailiff. Yeah, I don't know why. Anyway, but so let's get back to fabric top guitars real fast.
That is a lost movie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it doesn't show up on crappy cable or crappy antenna TV.
You can watch it on YouTube, sir.
You can, but I think it's free with ads.
Yeah. In any event, fabric top guitars, Chris. You and I started doing fabric top guitars however long ago it was, and it's been so long that it was in the original shop, and
we made a lot of them,
and we made a bunch. I still like them, and I also don't like doing them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think we have any plans to do anything that is a production run of. The real downside, you know what the real downside is? I can't find any paisley that I just love enough to do more than one.
So that was always the thing, is we never wanted to repeat.
Yeah.
And we've done a couple that are the same, fabrics that I really like.
Yep.
That one that orange one, like
Ruby Miles.
yeah,
Mhm.
and then Doug has the
And
base.
Doug has the matching base.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's cool. That green one that we have,
And
that's
Doug bought
Dawgs,
another
that's
one. Yep.
cool.
Yep.
Yeah. But we never, those were always like one-off projects.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be kind of fun to do a run of say 4 or 5, all of the same fabric.
I have some
'Cause
ideas.
That's the other
for,
thing too, is you buy a bunch of fabric and then you use
a little,
that
chunk
much
of
of
it.
it.
And
Yeah.
then there was all this dumb fabric sitting around.
Yeah.
I have some ideas for some limited run stuff in 2023. I haven't actually talked to you about them yet, but none of them so far are fabric tops. So, but my idea with limited run stuff though is that they're all ready to go. You can just buy them.
Mm-hmm.
There's no pre-order. It's just here they are, like we did with the recession specials last year. One of 4.
We've talked about stuff like that before. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So maybe we'll do something like that coming up, but it'll be but I don't think a fabric top is going to be on my agenda. I don't know. I mean,
I think the hard part would be finding a fabric that we thought a bunch of people would like.
Yeah.
And one of the neat things about the fabric tops is
they're so individual.
Exactly.
Well, I see a lot more people doing fabric top stuff now, and that's cool. I mean, I didn't, it's not like I invented it.
Right.
I just did it and made a video about it. But I think that we streamlined the process quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, your favorite part is the idea that you could bind it.
Have you ever seen
fabric.
like a paisley telly that was bound?
No.
That was if I invent anything in my life, it might be that I put binding on a fabric top guitar.
Yeah, it was once you figured that out, then you were all for it. And then we didn't have to, but we did some fabric tops with little bursts and stuff, more Fendery looking stuff, and that was okay. Good Lord, there's only so many cool fabrics. There's only so many cool paisley patterns,
and I love that like Fender paisley stuff.
Yeah.
It's just that they all were burst, and the burst went way too far into the guitar, and that's what I didn't like about them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess you can buy some of that stuff again.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So
let's take a super chat from our good buddy Doug, who says my flame fabric top Strat is my favorite class build so far. That's right. So we have done classes where we've done.
We did 2 classes.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, Rick.
Mm-hmm.
We had a very limited run on the first one. Yeah. That was we should do that again. That was pretty fun.
Those were actually really fun guitars, and it's a lot of the same group that's coming out this next week was in that class. So
maybe we could do that again. Anyway, but so
I was just glad we didn't have to do the Pink Floyd fabric that Doug shipped. I was like, please don't make me do a Pink Floyd guitar.
Pete C asks, how about a concert T-shirt? How about concert T-shirt guitar? We have. Yeah.
Part of the problem with that is white fabric turns brown.
It turns see-through, which unless you have nipples underneath on your guitar, it doesn't look right.
No, and so you end up with this, and they get dark.
You can
white
see
fabric gets really kind of dark and dull and dingy. You need a lot of bright colors. You need some metallic in there.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know why I haven't talked about fabric top stuff for a long time. Again,
we haven't done a fabric top, I think, since
we haven't actually
class.
glued fabric down. Yeah.
I
The
fabric to stuff all the time.
Okay, good. All right. But yeah, again, I didn't invent fabric top guitars. I just did some of them, and I'm sure there were guys doing them that were small production guys who were doing them way before me, and who were doing them better than me or whatever. But
I saw a Japanese guitar from the 60s done in fabric.
Yeah. So in any event, I don't have any plans to do that, but it was fun to do, and who knows, maybe we will.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the purpose of the video tonight, what I really wanted to talk about though, was how you can save money on guitar building tools. Because Chris, I look around the shop, and we were going through the shop today and getting ready for the workshop that starts on Monday. And each one of the guys is issued like a toolkit, for them to use while they're here. And of course they have access to the wood shop and the pin router and stuff. But
I look around and there's a lot of money in guitar building tools sitting around here, you know? And I thought this would be a good thing to do, would be to talk about ways to save a little bit of money on guitar building tools. The fact of the matter is you got to spend money. You got to have tools, and you got to spend some money to get those tools. But we're going to give you some ways to save some bucks doing this. So, Chris, you and I have come up with the top 5 ways to save money on guitar building tools. And number 5 is know when to buy cheap tools. Now, do you know what I'm talking about when I say that?
I think so.
Okay. So there are some times when you, like, for example, there are some tools you don't want to buy the cheap one of. You know what I mean? Like, for example, you don't want to buy the cheap fret rocker. You want a precision thing. You know what I mean? You don't want to buy the cheap pin router. You don't want to buy the cheap, but I'm going to give you 2 examples. One is clamps from Harbor Freight. I challenge you guys, if you look at anybody who's building guitars, there's Harbor Freight clamps somewhere in their shop. It's usually those blue handle ones. I've kind of switched over to the squeeze ones. The best part about them is all clamps. I don't care how much money you spend on them. If you use them, you will get them bent and you will get them all dicked up. And if you get like the expensive Bessie clamps, they're going to break. I know, because I've broken them. And I'm not going to say they're not better than the Harbor Freight ones, because they last longer, but they cost 3, 4, 5 times as much. The Harbor Freight ones, they last just fine. And when they break or they bend or they stop working, you toss it and you go spend $3 and you get another one. You know what I mean? And so that's a place where I think you can, and if you're doing any kind of woodworking, you need clamps. Have some clamps. Okay. Another place that you can get more value by buying a more value oriented tool is, and they don't pay me to say this, but Grizzly tools. Okay. Grizzly isn't the cheapest, but they're not the most expensive by a long shot. And I remember, I want to tell you guys I want to give you an anecdote here. When we bought our new planer, our new thickness planer, I got the one that was the biggest one I could get that had the helical cutter. And it would do 15 inches. They made a 20-inch one, and for about the same money, I could get the 20-inch one without the helical head. And I'm like, nope, the helical head is absolutely worth it. So, and as it turns out, I was doing an RD, and I needed like 15 3/8 or something. But
that's pretty rare, though.
Yeah, it is. It is not it's not common. But I remember looking. You and I went to a store that sold Powermatic.
We were getting our CNC machine.
Yeah.
And waiting for them to unpack it in the back, which was going to take 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because it was buried by 3 other items.
Yeah, they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was looking at the Powermatic, and I'm like, boy, it sure would be nice to have the kind of money to buy this Powermatic tool. And it's painted in, it's the gold Powermatic paint, and it looks great. And I go, you know what? This looks an awful lot like the Grizzly one that I just bought. And I'm like, well, I guess it's it's $1,500 more because it's made in America. I looked at the tag and it was made in Taiwan. Guys, I don't know that it's made in the exact same factory and painted a different color, but I have a sneaking suspicion that there's a handful of companies that make planers.
There can only be so many places that make.
Yeah, it's not like there's
size planer.
Oh yeah, the planer company in Florida is way different than
it's just like the oscillating spindle sander. You can buy that same oscillating spindle sander from 4 or 5 different places.
Yep.
They're all different prices and they're all the same tool.
So knowing when to get the value price tool is a great way to save money on guitar buying tools or really any tools. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can, you have any other examples of that?
Examples
I'm sure
of
there's
that?
probably
Well,
some, right?
oscillating spindle sanders.
Yeah, we've gone through a bunch of those. We've had like the rigid one. We've had the Wens. We've had the whatever.
I have
the
a Harbor
Grizzlies.
Freight at home, and it's the identical machine, and it works the exact same way. Now I don't know if it's any cheaper when you buy it, but maybe.
Yeah,
I bought it, and I'm cheap. That was back when I had like no money for tools. So yeah. But anyway, yeah. So there's some things that are. I mean, do they make better spindle sanders?
Sure.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
Do you need one? Maybe.
I
How
guess
much spindle sanding are you gonna do?
I guess that's the big thing, isn't it? If you're a production wood shop that does a lot of spindling, maybe having a $1,500 spindle sander is the hot setup.
Yeah, maybe.
But if you're doing very little spindling, you don't need to have the biggest, heaviest, most expensive tool to do a finesse job, right? So you can get I'm not even going to say get away with. You can get something that is not the biggest, most industrial tool, and it will work great for lots of applications. So yeah,
when I spindle sand, it's usually a minute, 2 minutes.
I'm not hogging off a bunch of material. I have a bandsaw for that.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm cleaning up something usually, and it's usually pretty small. So
really, something that I don't want to hand do is really it.
Well, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right. Number 4. This is a controversial list item. And I'll read it off to you.
Okay, good, because I can't read it.
I know. It's okay.
Yeah, I think it says Brian Duncan.
It doesn't.
Coolio.
It doesn't.
That's what I think it says.
Yeah, it doesn't say that.
Oh, okay.
But this is a controversial one. This is number 4 on our top 5 list of how to save money buying guitar building tools. And that is something that I oft say to people: buy once, cry once. So this is kind of the flip side to the know when to buy the value price tool. It's knowing when to not buy the value price tool, right? And this came up today. I actually was talking to Dylan about a pickup winder. And we were talking about it, and I said, now if I get one, which one should I get? Should I get this? He said, just get the Mojo one. And I'm like, well, what about this other one? He's like, just get the Mojo one. How about the and he's like, just get the Mojo one. And what he's really saying is, rather than spending $350 on the lighter duty, smaller one, spend another $100 or whatever it is and get the good one. Instead of buying the small one first and then going, crap, I should have spent an extra $100 when I had the chance to just spend another $100. Now I have to spend another however much the good one is to get it. You know what I mean? So it's not that the other one is good or bad or whatever. I don't know. But he's like, just get the good one. Just get the good one.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. So, and again, of course, you don't have to do that all the time, but there are some times when that's what you want to do. You know what I mean? You want to get the good router. You want to get the good sander because you're going to use it all the time. You want to get the good vacuum. You want to get the good dust collector. You want to get the good, the good hand tools. You want to get the little digital dial or digital readout nut slot depth thing.
Yeah.
Buy the good stuff, and you won't be disappointed.
Right.
2, you'll save money by doing that versus buying the crap one and then buying the good one anyway later. You know what I mean?
I think files are a good place to spend good money on.
Man, you said it there.
Because
we bought some crap files and they stunk.
Yeah, we've bought. So I know I personally, when I first started doing some guitar stuff, I bought some pretty chintzy. This was back before you could buy stuff on Amazon. This is back before Amazon, really. And I bought some kind of chintzy. I think they were hacked down hacksaw blades as nut files.
Okay.
And they were okay, but they wore out pretty fast, even for the little bit of stuff I was doing. And after a while, they just wouldn't cut anything. They were like this long, and they were, whatever. And so I had to go out and buy more.
Yeah.
And the same with, and now you can buy really cheap files on Amazon or wherever that look like the good stuff, but they're not.
They ain't the good stuff.
And you can also, there's just some files that are just really, really nice to have. Like you can buy a set of those little needle files at like Harbor Freight or Home Depot or something like that.
Yeah.
And they have some sizes that are kind of similar to some other stuff, but they don't have any handle and they don't have any purchase.
Yeah.
And so like if you're trying to file a nut slot and you're trying to get it flat,
man, you're right. That's a great place to buy the good stuff.
Yeah, just buy it. And yeah, it's not my favorite thing to buy expensive tools, but then you have them and they work great.
Here's one here, Chris. Look at this wall behind us.
Uh-huh.
You will see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of templates behind us.
Uh-huh.
I don't use any of them anymore. I have switched over all the way to Steve at Maximum Guitar Works templates. Now, Steve's templates, he's not giving them away. But guys, there's nothing better for if you want to say build a Telecaster. Steve's templates that's the one to get. And they're more than Brand X. You know what I mean? But they're better in every way than Brand X. Let's take a quick super chat.
Yep.
Van Trank Guitar says, if it's a tool you use a lot, go for the spendy. Absolutely. Yeah. Dylan says, but I won't be able to brag about how little I paid for the thing that isn't as good. Well, Dylan, you're yeah. That is true. There are a lot of people on the internet. We're going to get to the internet here in a little bit. But there are a lot of people on the internet who like to talk about what kind of an awesome deal.
Contest.
It's just as good.
Yeah. It's a contest.
All right.
Ever use the other one? No.
All right. Number 3, buy used. Okay. So there are a lot of used tools in the wood shop right now, and they are many of them are industrial, some of them are shop built. But I remember one of the best tools I ever bought. Chris, you were there when I got it. It's my beloved pin router, my Jet pin router. You and I went to look at that. That was at OHM Banjos in Boulder, Colorado. And it was buried under a mountain of sawdust and banjo parts and stuff.
It was basically a flat surface at that point. That's all it was a shelf.
And we bought that thing. And I don't know what your thoughts were when I got that.
It wasn't really all that expensive. But I didn't really know how it worked.
Yeah.
And we had just started doing some, I don't even want to say production stuff. We built 3 identical jazz mastery kind of things in a weekend.
And we were working on
woodworking and so, but then I think I disappeared for a little while and I came back and it was working because the air hoses had all given up the ghost.
Yeah. They'd sat for so long that I had to redo all the air lines.
But then the first time I saw it actually work, then I was like, oh, I know exactly, how this is going to work. Okay, this is really cool. And we even have video footage of it.
Yeah.
But until that, I was not quite sure why this was going to be that much neater than
a regular router.
The 3 plunge routers that we had set up to different depths and depth stops and stuff like that. Yep. Yeah.
So that tool, I think I spent $900 on that.
I think it was $900 and you paid your buddy to move it. And that was almost as much.
That was almost as much.
And then a little bit of money on air hose and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I don't think you can touch a Jet pin router for $900 now. And I blame myself. For anyone that knows about fabric topped guitars because of me. Yeah. There are 10 more people who know about pin routers because of me. I would say I am the most vocal proponent of the pin router of anybody in the world.
Yeah.
Maybe. I challenge anyone else to be more positive about pin routing than
I don't think that's I don't think that's possible.
But it never occurred to me to buy a brand new. Well, first of all, there's no such thing as a brand new Jet, but you can still get a used Grizzly, a new Grizzly pin router. I'm sure there's other pin routers you can get that are brand new, but
so the Grizzly ones aren't cheap. They aren't inexpensive. The one we have is like tier 2.
Yeah.
I wonder how tier 1 is.
I bet it's very close, actually.
To which?
To the tier 2 level.
I think so too. That's what I fear.
Things like cranks and stuff like that are.
And you know, if we'd gotten the Grizzly first, we probably would have been thrilled with it.
Yeah.
And we got the Grizzly, and it's a cool tool, but it's not as nice as the Jet.
You know what though? Okay, so now let's go back to know when to buy the value price one. Our Grizzly thickness planer, everything on that's super smooth. Our Grizzly pin router is kind of a clunker. It's
a little clunky in ways, and it's a little, well, it's backwards in just enough applications. Yeah. And it's louder. It doesn't feel as powerful.
It's a different speed too. It runs at 20,000 instead of 10.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's louder. And it it just doesn't feel like it's got the oomph.
Yeah, if we ever
I'm always a little more nervous using the Jet. I'm not nervous at all with the Grizzly or with the Grizzly. I'm more nervous with.
I would like to at one point slow down the Grizzly pin router.
Yeah, if that's a thing, that would definitely. Be
if that's a thing, yeah.
Yep.
All right, so I think everyone kind of knows what we're talking about by use, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, let's talk about. No, number 3 was by used. Number 2 is non-specific tool. So this is kind of cheating, but anywhere where you can buy a tool that is not a specific guitar building tool, but could be pressed into service, great place to save some money. So for example, it doesn't exist. There's no guitar making router. You know what I mean? But that's kind of what I mean. You can get lots of things at a local home center that is a terrific, could be pressed into service very, very effectively as a guitar building tool. Chris, I can think of one in the wood shop right now, and it is it actually does a couple things. It satisfies the we got it used. Actually, we got it free used. It's non-specific, and we buy once, cry once, a new blade for it, and that is my radial arm saw. I got a free radial arm saw. We set it up for use with fret to do fret slots. That's all it does is fret slots. It's non-specific. You could use it for lots of other stuff besides fret slotting, but we put a really expensive fret slotting blade on it twice.
I was going to say buy twice because we cut rich light.
Almost
rhymes.
And that tool is super awesome. That we've used that thing, and it takes up a pretty large footprint for what it does. But boy, it's been a great tool.
It has been. That's my least favorite tool to watch participants in classes use.
Mine too. Okay. All right. So
don't expect to cut your own fretboards next week, guys.
So I've got a bonus one.
Okay.
It's a bonus one. It's not quite how to save money on guitar building tools, but it's how to save some money on guitar building. Chris, yesterday, you and I took yesterday and the day before off so that we could have some time off before our marathon shop week.
Don't even feel guilty about it.
No, you shouldn't. Anyway, Jimmy and I went down to pick up some lumber for some kind of a completely ridiculous project that he and I are going to be working on in the coming months. And I saw some mahogany, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta buy it because it's really cool. One piece mahogany. I want to keep some of it, and I thought I'm going to get some more of it so you guys can have it, so you guys can take advantage of it. So what I got here, guys, is I've got some one piece. Whoa, that side is not est. One piece mahogany body blanks, and these are, like I said, they're one piece blanks. They're over 13.5 inches wide. I cut them all to 20 inches long, and they're almost 2 inches thick.
We say it's 1.78. It looks like to me.
At least
1 in 15/16.
Yeah. So
1/32.
These body blanks, I've got 5 of them that I can sell. I couldn't buy more, but I bought as much as I could. I wanted to get some for me, and I thought I'd get some for you guys. So there's 5 of them. They're on the website right now. There's a link in the description below. So they're $99 plus shipping. Okay. So you guys know there's a lot of places that say, well, when we get them, we'll but yeah, finding one piece stuff is super cool.
And so, yeah, so this is big enough to do a Strat, a Tele, a Les Paul, an SG. I mean, they're pretty decent size. So this is your standard body blank, but one piece mahogany, which is very excellent. So again, on the website right now, there's a link in the description below. And it's right under our #1 way to save money with buying guitar building tools. But this is another way I can save 5 of you guys, or one. If one guy buys all of them, I can save one guy a lot of money. But I could save 5 guys a little bit of money on this body blank. So yeah, so these are pretty cool. What do you think of these, Chris?
I think they're nice.
They're nice. They're nice and light in color and weight, and just they're just super cool. All right. So anyway, so let's go onward and upward to our #1 way to save money on guitar building tools, and that is link in the description below to Stuart McDonald. Right now, guys, if you follow that link, you will go to the Texas Toast student landing page. Where will you grab one of the toolkits, please?
Yeah.
Every single thing in our workshop toolbox is on that landing page. So, and we've worked this out with Stu Mac, and right now everything's 15% off. Okay. So
really the way to save money is wait for a sale.
Wait for a sale at Stu Mac. Yeah. So so this is cool because, like I said, everything is on sale, 15% off right now. It's their like mega huge tool sale or whatever. And everything that's in this box is on that page that you guys can go to. The other cool thing about it is if you buy this vise, or if you buy this file from Stu Mac and it breaks, there's a lifetime replacement guarantee. Okay. So Chris, what sort of value added is that?
Well, you don't have to worry about breaking it.
So, okay, but let me see if I ask a different way. Chris, is that a value added feature?
Yeah,
absolutely. Right.
Yeah. And what I mean is I don't want to say you can abuse it without consequence.
I'm sure that, if you bend this, they're going to go, hey.
No, I think they're just going to give you a new one. I mean, it's not worth the hassle to
maybe not. Yeah.
And I can't imagine that some of this. Yeah, are you using it to open paint cans?
Yeah, I wouldn't think. No, you wouldn't want to do that. So, So if you go to that link, gang, like I said, it's the very first link in the description below. It's our Texas Toast student in toolbox inventory landing page, and all the stuff that is made by Stu Mac is on there. This protractor is not on there, but this nut file is on there. Even stuff like this string winder. You know what? I got these and I'm like, well, they're just string winders. Who cares? And you're like, oh, these are cool because
it's convertible to power string winder.
Yeah. So
attach that to your drill.
How about that? That's pretty live. One of my favorite files of all time, this fret end file.
Yep.
Some more nut files here. Let's see. The Stu Mac string height action gauge. The fret rock, guys. If you don't have the Stu Mac fret rocker, you're doing it wrong. There was a video where I compared these to the Amazon one. I just took the video down. I'm like, I don't even want that video up there because it's not it. This is better in every way, and I wanted to stop answering questions about how much better this was than the Amazon one. If you've been waiting for a time to buy Z files, because guys, they're not giving these away, but they're 15% off right now. And wait for a sale. There's a sale going on right now. Buy once, cry once, because if you get this dorked up, they'll send you a new one. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you will literally, as long as you don't lose this is the last Z file you will ever have to buy.
Yeah.
And I should know because I don't know how many of them, because every toolkit has one. Mm-hmm. What else we got here, Chris? These are nice.
We got the new fret end nippers, flush cut.
Can I take these out of the packet?
Yes, of course. Okay.
So these are neat because they're ground flat on the face. so you can get very, very close to stuff, frets and things.
Yep. They look nice. I haven't used them yet, but
I've used them and they're sweet.
Yeah.
Little fretting hammer, a set of Stu Mac calipers. We should let everyone know that if you're going to use this, let me see if I can get it. This as a depth indicator, you need to remember to zero it out because this is designed also to do fret height the same way. So yeah, we should remember to tell people that in the workshops. What about this tool, Chris?
Oh, I love this little tool.
So if everybody should have one of these in their gig bag, I think.
In their gig bag?
Don't you think? There's like so much stuff that you can do with this little toolkit. It's guitar specific and it's not guitar specific, all in the same thing. But just being able to having just like there's little screws and little dopey things on every instrument that you need to adjust and fiddle with, and it's in this little toolkit.
It's got all the Allen wrenches for bridges and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's got an extension for your drill. So
where's the here it is, the string, the nut slotting gauge
file.
What do they call this?
Ruler,
string space ruler. So all of this stuff is in there. And like I said, guys, if you want to know what is in our toolboxes that everybody has access to and everybody gets to use when they're here. Sorry, Chris, I've got
drill bits.
You got to have drill bits
at the home center.
Yeah. You've got to for people who've been asking, hey, where do I get all the stuff in those toolboxes? It's easy now. There's a link and it goes to a landing page, and every single thing that's in the toolbox that Stu Mac makes
you can decide
is on
if you
there.
want it or not.
Yeah.
Yep. Or if you have some of it already.
Plus, it's cool because when you go there, it says, "Welcome, Texas Toast Guitar students."
It does. Made us feel real classy.
Yeah, it did. It made me feel pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, because I think a lot of guys already have some of that stuff, and you don't necessarily know what else you need until maybe somebody says, or you come here and you use it, and then you're like, and then you go home and you're like, I should have written down all the tools that they had. Well, now you don't have to.
So guys, like I said, right now, and that's kind of cheating because Stu Mac is a sponsor of our channel. But as of right now, great big humongous tool sale at Stu Mac. I wouldn't tell you if I didn't care, but guys, I've bought all this stuff and it's worth it. I'll continue to use it. I will continue to use Stuart McDonald tools even after they stop sponsoring me for, because I said the F word or whatever. I don't know.
The F word.
Yeah. So anyhow, I don't think that's going to happen. They're really cool over there. So, and we have a good rapport. I love Stu Mac, and I love all the stuff that they do. And I couldn't be happier that they're sponsoring us. It makes me very happy that they have the lifetime warranty thing, guys. It's a no-brainer. You know what I mean? So buy once, cry once, but buy it on sale
when you can.
Yeah. All right. So Chris, we're almost done. There you go. That was that easy.
It was. That went fast.
I know, right?
As slow as the rest of the day went, that went pretty fast.
We've got just a few minutes. I can start to thank all of our other sponsors besides Stuart McDonald. And in the meantime, I want you to interject with whatever you're looking forward to starting tomorrow and into next week with the workshop.
Now you want me to start with that?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
What am I looking forward tomorrow?
Well, so because Doc shows up tomorrow.
Well, yeah, cleaning the rest of it, not working overly hard.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be like kind of a fool around Friday.
Yeah, I think Doc gets here, noon, 1, something like that.
So Jimmy told me
that
Doc gets in at noon, is going immediately to Odyssey Beer Works, and then he's coming immediately here.
Yeah.
And I think Jim's going to meet him here. So
yeah, that's how that works.
So, and then I think it's probably going to be no power tools in the afternoon because we're going to be having a good time. So
yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
A specific question. Somebody who cannot get a guitar here, I don't know if it's a location.
Okay.
From somewhere else for the guitar contest.
Okay.
Can they enter with their
$100?
Send you pictures after just for the spirit of the competition and get the codes.
Okay. So
if someone, so the question is, I can't get my guitar there to you, but I want the codes, right? Can I send the $100 in and basically not send my guitar in?
He's going to build something and he'll send it.
You okay? So here's what you can do, my friend. If you want to build something for the $400 guitar building contest, but you know you're not going to send the guitar in, the rules fairly clearly state that the guitar must be present to win. So if you want to enter the contest, great. We will be happy to give you the codes. And if you want to send pictures, awesome. And I think this is what you're getting at, though. You already know that I can't judge the guitar based on just pictures alone. But if you want to do all that other stuff and you're happy with that, sure, why not? Further into that end, if you want to send in $100 and not make anything, that's fine. You know. All of the information for the $400 guitar building contest is on our website, where you can find things like all of the guitars that are in stock and available for purchase. The $99 guitar building guitar body blanks are up there, unless somebody already bought them all. I don't know. Those are going to go fast, sir. Yeah. I would also like to. So yeah, but you know who's going to make a great judge for the $400 guitar building contest, Chris?
No.
Ike and the gang from Flipside Music, the great American guitarist. You knew that was coming.
Yeah.
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 So the sponsors of our channel, Ike and the gang at Flipside Music, guys. If you're in the Denver area, please check out the Legacy store, and hopefully you will be in town when they open the Destination shop, which is going to be kind of like Graceland, only with Ike.
And less jungle rooms.
Well, maybe more. I don't know.
There's only one.
less Cadillacs.
Yeah.
Less
people buried out back.
Oh, well, we don't know.
Maybe not.
I would also like to thank Dan and Calvin at Tonewood Experts. They shipped me some really nice maple the other day. And some of it is going to get used this week. It's absurd how nice it is. And if you guys used code TXT, if you use code Texas Toast 15 at checkout, you get 15% off your order from Dan and Calvin at Tonewood Experts, and they will take care of you. They've got a lot of stuff too, but that's not maple, and yeah, lots and lots of good stuff. I'd also like to thank Steve at Maximum Guitar Works, who's going to be helping us out with templates that we're going to be using in the upcoming workshop starting Monday. Again, Chris, I'm really looking forward to the neck through and carve top workshop. By the way, no reveal tomorrow and no reveal next Friday. There will be a reveal on Sunday. Why is that, Chris?
Because there's a 2-day paint extension, but really it should be like a 2-day and 2-hour paint extension, because we're going to have to start putting some finishes on stuff at the end of the day on Friday.
Yeah.
If we want to get done by Sunday, and we can't slow down for no reveal.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do a live video or two, but it's not. There's not going to be a reveal video until
last
Sunday.
time we did that, it was like, well, here's the guitar, and in a couple days it'll be even better.
Yeah.
And then we showed them off at the end.
Yeah.
So yeah, this time let's just show them off at the end.
So no reveal tomorrow, gang. We're just crazy busy right now, and no reveal the following Friday, but a reveal on the Sunday.
Yeah, maybe we'll do the Sunday thing like we do our Sunday. That'll be cool. Sunday.
Okay, that'd be neat.
So really, you're only going to miss one Friday reveal.
No big shake. I'd also like to thank Dylan from Dylan Pickups, guys. If you want to get pickups made by the guy whose name is on the pickups, I can think of only one person that I can guarantee that happens with, and that's Dylan McCurchie from Dylan Pickups. And if you use link in the description below, you get, I think 10% off. If you sign up for the $400 guitar building contest, you get 40% off on a set of pickups for the use on the contest. So it's a super cool deal.
And that price counts towards the price of you don't have to count the original price.
No, you don't have to count the retail price. Yeah. Brian Duncan sent us a super chat and says that it's going to be a gas and we might just build some awesome guitars. Van Shank Guitar said he just spent $700 at Stu Mac. Hoo-yah! Sir, I'm going to tell you something you already know. You're not going to be disappointed. Thank you for doing that. I would also like to thank some of the nicest, most kind people in the world, and that is John and Cheryl from Bitterroot Guitars. Guys, every single one of the truss rods that we're going to be using in the workshop coming up on Monday comes from Bitterroot Guitars. They've got a lot of other good stuff there too, parts and bits and things that make guitar building way easier. Carbon fiber, truss rods, all that kind of stuff. They've got it. Check them out. And if you use code TXTOAST at checkout, you get 15% off from Bitterroot Guitars as well.
Yep.
Cool. All right. I know I'm missing a lot of people like Odyssey Beer Works. Should we just go to Odyssey sometime this week?
Well, I think that's just a given.
Jim and Chris Hill were talking about this. Wouldn't it be cool if everybody in the workshop made a small batch of beer for the guys in the next workshop to drink?
That would be.
What do they call that? Their pilot.
Yeah.
Pilot
Yeah.
brewer thing.
Sure.
You can brew like 10 gallons of it or something
Oh,
at a
okay.
time.
Yeah.
And the idea was that July would make a beer for the August class and they would drink the June class's beer, something like that.
Yeah.
That would be a fun
That
thing.
would be a fun thing to do.
I don't know
Yeah.
how to pull that
I
off,
don't
but
know
that
how
sounds
we
like a
would do
good
that
idea.
either. Yeah. Yeah. That would have to be an extra day.
Well, it could be at nighttime.
Oh, well.
Right?
There you go. Sure.
Yeah. It's the
Yeah,
right
work,
time.
Work really hard all day building guitars and then
Go watch Chris Hill make beer.
if that's the way it works.
I don't know
then
how it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would also
Why
like
don't
to
you throw
thank.
some lemon zest in
Hey,
there?
go crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
some sawdust. Yeah, everyone
Yeah.
gets ebony dust in their beer.
Mm.
I'd also like to thank Nigel Forstner from Queensland, Australia, who has a series of books. One is How to Make Money in a Woodworking Shop. One is How to Make Money Building Guitars. He also has a bunch of neat guitar-specific tools. And speaking of buy once, cry once, if you guys are doing the hemispherical fret ends, you need his, I don't know what you call it, automatic file. It's a thing that goes in your drill press and makes hemispherical fret ends a breeze. So easy, even I can do it. Who am I missing, Chris?
I don't know. I was just trying to think of that.
I'm probably missing someone.
Brad Guitar Miller.
Brad Guitar Miller from Pedal to the Metal Guitars, who's finally back at work after 3 weeks off. Brad, we are glad that you are
Kinda
doing well.
slacking.
He's had some health. Yeah. He had elective surgery. He got breast implants. No, he didn't. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Yikes.
I don't think that was it. He said that he didn't. How about this? He didn't say it was that.
Kiki was in the comments.
Kiki was on the I didn't read any comments. Kiki was here, probably making fun of my hat.
He said 420.
Oh, 420. Okay.
That's the date.
That's right. Well, if I missed some of my sponsors, it's not because of the 420. But Kiki, I hope that I get to see you this weekend, and I hope that I get to see you guys this weekend too. I don't know, guys. It is going to be kind of a whirlwind. Starting tomorrow through the next 10 days is going to go fast. And I think there's going to be a lot of cool guitars to show for it when we're all done. But it is our time to go, so we will. See you guys next time. I don't know when that's going to be, but lots more good stuff coming. Doc's coming tomorrow. Like I say, Doug and Sir David will be here on Saturday. Brian Duncan will be here probably all weekend, I hope, and lots of good stuff. Raul probably getting in Sunday or maybe Saturday. Yeah, and I'm not sure when Sean is coming in, but I hope that they all make it. So anyway, we're looking forward to another super cool round of guitar building with our buddies and having a lot of fun and making a bunch of cool stuff. Chris, what do you think, sir?
Everybody, if you can remember, keep us in your prayers for the next 10 or 12 days.
Yeah.
Until we come out the other side. I'm sure we'll be fine, but we need everybody else's support.
That's right. We do. All right, gang. So stick around for Dylan and his wife, Leslie, who will be taking us home from for the rest of Primetime Guitar Live. We will see you guys next time. Have a great weekend, everybody.